Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Wow. This is what I represent. I'm not gay. I'm not into LGBT heavily, but I support them. But this is who I am. I'm different. Very, very different. Donald Trump is different too. And what's been going on has been corrupt. Do you want to know? I'll just dive right into it. Do you want to know the real reason why they have a gag order on him? Do you want to know who his judge is? The Attorney General of New York is Letitia James. But the beginning of the name, I don't know his name by heart, but the judge that's presiding, that's being corrupt, allegedly, is Juan. He's Hispanic. From jump, he has not had a fair trial. Exactly the same way as me. If you're white and you're black, listen up. Hispanics are government property. If we do anything to them and they catch you, you will go to jail for a long time. He doesn't want that wall being built because that takes away from their money. This is wrong. How bad they want to lie on somebody. He had a shout out in court, just like I did. They know how to push people buttons, and it's not a fair trial. You believe me or you don't? Let's watch the video. This applies to my white people and black people. And once again, if you're just joining, the judge presiding over Donald J. Trump trial is Hispanic. And that's why they had a gag order. Nobody said it. His name is Juan.
The president's team has stepped up to the microphone. They just walked outside of the courthouse. Let's dip in here and listen.
More honest, coming from the judge who has already predetermined that my client committed fraud before we even walked into this courtroom. I'm not here to hear what he has to say. Then why exactly am I being paid as an attorney, and why exactly are taxpayer dollars being used in this courtroom? The answer is very clear. Because Miss James wants to stand right here like she did this morning and call my client a liar, call the company fraudulent, and make a name for herself. She said this morning that the numbers don't lie and they won't lie in this case. Well, Miss James, I have a message for you. The numbers didn't lie when you ran for governor, and that's why you dropped out. And the numbers don't lie when President Trump runs for office in 2024. And those numbers are loud and clear. This country is falling apart. And if we don't stop corruption in courtrooms where attorneys are gagged, where attorneys are not allowed to say what they need to say to protect their clients' interests, it doesn't matter what your politics are. Everyone has a right in this country to get up and put a defense. I don't care who you are. You have a right to hire a lawyer who can put...
Guess what? I've tried to call so many lawyers, y'all, and they just shut me down and move on. That's why I refuse to call another one. I'm just going to keep fighting back and talking to the CIA and FBI. The CIA, what they do is not what the FBI do. If they know somebody is corrupt, they don't have time to arrest them. Y'all know what they do. And I know what they do. And I know I'm right.
Objections on the record. You have a right to hire a lawyer who can stand up and say something when they see something wrong. But I was told to sit down today. I was yelled at, and I've had a judge who is unhinged slamming a table. Let me be very clear. I don't tolerate that in my life. I'm not going to tolerate it here. And you know what? You shouldn't either. Because not every American citizen gets a camera and a microphone. And what I'm seeing is such a demise of American judicial system and democracy. Miss James came out this morning and said that she knew Mr. Trump, and she always calls him Mr. Trump because it kills her that he was the president. But the 45th president of this country, one of the best presidents we've had, has built a great company. It's worth a ton more than that statement of financial condition. And she doesn't know how to get out of it because her politics won't allow her. She
is so bitter. I even wrote her. Letitia James is so bitter. She is so hateful. I want to see her when I'm not threatening to kill her, nor am I threatening anybody else to kill her. All I'm saying is when she finally expires, what is she going to tell God? I hated Trump. I hated him. I don't know what I was going to do. You're going to hell.
Calls him a bully. She says he's going to bring out racial slurs. He's going to say things today and taunt her. Well, Miss James, you taunted him. Before you came into office, before you saw one record, one statement of financial condition, you taunted him. You said his administration was too male and too pale. Those are her words. She said that she and Michael Cohen.
Whoa. Didn't they say at the State of the Union that they don't want, I can go back to so many videos where Biden and Kamala Harris actually agreed that they don't want no black woman president right now. They gave that note to me when I was running as a note that don't F with us. And then I went to jail after the State of the Union. How's that a coincidence?
We're going to be his biggest nightmare. Well, I have some news for you, Miss James. Michael Cohen folded, lied, and crumbled. Your star witness, along with all the DAs and corrupt AGs, need to be paying attention to what happens when you let us take the stand, when you let my client speak the truth, and the judge can tell me to sit down, and he can try and shorten my client's testimony, but it is loud and clear. They've got nothing. They've got nothing but their politics. She's got nothing but her Soros backing, which we discovered recently. And I am sick and tired of seeing it. Pay attention, America. Pay attention. Because when you're in court one of these days and you don't have a lawyer that has a microphone and you don't have a lawyer that can go on TV and you've got judges gagging them, what are you going to do?
That's what's happening to me and what happened to me for the 8 months. Once I said I care and I truly care about the Trump family, it happened to me.
We need to fix this country. And we need to stop what is happening in this courtroom. President Trump is worth a lot more, and she wasn't ready for it. She doesn't understand it. And before she rushed to judgment, she should have thought about attacking somebody with over 50 years of real estate expertise who changed single-handedly the skyline of New York City. She picked the wrong person, and her politics will fail for it.
Are you concerned by the judge's statement that President Trump's longer answers, that he draws negative inferences from those longer answers?
So let's be clear about why the judge said that. The judge doesn't like when President Trump explains what actually happened because it's not good for his narrative. This is a...
And there you go. So now we're going to go to who is Donald Trump judge presiding over this case in New York. Juan Merchant. Let's see if we can look. He's not going to get on camera. What race? We're going to look up what's his race, just so the narrative will fit. Don't you think that's a conflict of interest? Colombia. No, he's from Colombia. is Mexican. What ethnicity? He's an immigrant. He's an immigrant. Why won't anybody help Donald Trump? I hashtag the Supreme Court people. I hashtag everybody I can possibly hashtag. They're making him have outbursts. They're making him do things that he is not going to do unless he's taking up for himself, and they're moving the narrative without letting him speak and tell the truth. Anybody would be mad. Why are these judges doing this to us nowadays? Why couldn't it be a fair trial? Since the 50s, it was never a fair trial with Black people. It was always hang them, death penalty. And then years later, they come out and say that that person was actually innocent. That is not right. They keep Donald Trump in court more than a Black man. So Juan is from Colombia and he's an immigrant. That one that's presiding over his case is an immigrant. He moved to New York when he was 6 years old. Now, how do you think he feels about presiding over Trump's case? What type of influences y'all think that Juan is getting from our president himself, President Biden, Joe Biden? More money from the campaign or more money from his pocket is being taken out. He lashed out. But one thing is clear. If he was a liar, if he wanted to make a good case and be president in a Democrat sense, he would have been fine. Nothing would have happened to him. He would have been a good Democrat president. If he decided to change the Democrat, I bet you they'd be like, come to the other side. And everything will be cool. But he fights for what's right. Just as I do. Let's say in theory he did it. Let's say allegedly 6 gang members beat 2 cops in the city of New York. People are getting pushed in trains in the city of New York. Children are going missing. They don't matter, do they? The Supreme Court, Clarence Jones, or whatever his name is, got away with going on lavish trips. Can you please fix this? Someone. It should be a rule that if he doesn't feel comfortable as a defender or whatever, I don't know the court system like that. I don't want to know. He's working for the defense. If he don't feel comfortable with that judge, he has every right to change. That is so, not hilarious, but hysterical. And y'all turn your heads every time like this is not going to happen to you guys. How many of y'all knew that this judge was an immigrant and haven't said not a word? Why does it take me to have to find out that this person was an immigrant and nobody has said a word about Juan, that judge being illegal, not illegal, but an immigrant? It wasn't even legal to still cross back in the day. So every person like Trump, like me, that feels the same way with me being followed, do y'all know I'm being followed, or do y'all even care? They can shoot me at any time. They can kidnap me at any time. They can kill me at any time. And you guys are taking lavish trips. Not even caring about the real world no more. What do you have to say to God? What are all of y'all that turn a blind eye going to have to say to God when God comes in and asks you, how do you feel you're going to heaven when you didn't even care about the people. You were in a position to care about the people, and you turn a blind eye. What if that was your 2-year-old African American and got shot in DC? What if that was your white friend that got killed that worked for the Trump administration? This is the organization that wants me to kill one of them or hit one of them so I can go back to jail. You know, when that don't work, they all over my vehicle. They do. It's driving me crazy how nobody cares. They're sick and mentally people that deserve to go back to Mexico. They don't need to be here no more. You give them a chance and look what they do politically. I'm going through it. I don't care no more. I obey the law, but my freedom of speech is not going to get taken because of how you think or how you feel. You are having, whoever's out there that's doing this, you are having people watch me and strike. They come up close to my book bag. They don't do that to nobody else. So the white women think it's okay, like it's never going to happen to them. You got children. You're not thinking about your children. You think they want white power? What you think they want? They want to take your place. They are sick in the head. We can't help them here. We can't help Ukraine. All we can do is do our best and send them back. Send them back so that crime can drop. So that we can walk to our cars without having to go to jail for carrying mace. Your 12-year-old daughter get raped and pushed under a freaking bed. Illegal. They don't care about you. The father caught him. Imagine your little girl, the first experience with sex. Raped, beaten, and thrown under her bed. They use their company cars to follow people. Trash vehicles, government electrical vehicles, vans, even U-Haul trucks. They're at every stop near a gasoline station. They think because they're big in numbers that I still can't outsmart them. They tried to sideswipe me 4 times. I'm blessed with a new vehicle. Every time I get in that vehicle, I drive safe. Every lane I get in, they go to that lane. How would you feel if it was happening to you? How would you feel? Or are you just a hermit, never come out your house? Either way, I don't see in the skies. I'm like the weather guy spiritually. I don't see in the skies that you're getting into heaven. You can buy your way through the United States. You can't dig a tunnel. Dig a tunnel. You can't dig a tunnel to get to heaven. And I'm not afraid to die. You all are. You have to pay for security. When I ask the police to help me, they say no. They got more stuff to do, which is true. I don't have the money. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. You letting people like me slip through the cracks. It's not right. You put this damage on all of us. How many people have you set up? White families that's Christian values. How many people have you done this to that don't even know they're being watched? You have caused hell to come over somewhere that was heaven-like. And I'll always have to pay the black woman and the black guy, the lower class white woman that want to get out of poverty and the white guy. You rather bring people with mentally unstable that we can't even cure over here, that they don't even want medicine. Their medicine is alcohol, methamphetamine, and they walk the streets. I try to get away from this one guy in a van, you guys, and he parks right beside me. What am I to do when these illegal brats that think that they're higher, which they are? I have to agree on them on this. They are higher and above the law. I will never talk to one again, period. I'm sorry. If I have to talk to you, it's a high and by respect code. But I will never have a full-blown conversation because all y'all about is starting chaos. Y'all are the demons of chaos. And they're spreading in higher positions. What if your son get into an accident and kill a legal immigrant accidentally and he's white? Well, Johnny, I don't know what I could do. He gets the best lawyer. And the judge blackmail the lawyer. If you bring this to trial, we'll shut it down. So take the 2 years in jail. I know I'm going to heaven. I know I'm going to heaven. Whether I expire early or not, I know I'm going to heaven. Because I made mistakes and I fix them. I don't make mistakes and do the same mistakes over. Period. I learn from my mistakes. Isn't that the name of the game? And I was appalled by Tucker Carlson ruining it almost for Donald Trump. Black people saw it. You're no different than any other races. The Color Purple was a great movie. I only hashtagged you to let you know that that was wrong of you. That's how you feel about our black people, right? To stay in your house with your wooded stove and leave us alone. I'm not prejudiced, but I'm not stupid either. Joe Rogan had no smile. He did not set you up. He did not say, she watched The Color Purple. You just go off 6, 7 times. The Color Purple, The Color Purple, The Color Purple. And he's like looking at you like, what? That broke my heart, man. I understand you predominantly like white people. I understood that. But to diss us on something that really happened to us on a daily basis with male domination of women, that was wrong. In order to learn something about somebody, white and black, what I grew up being around, you have to be able to learn about them. I tried learning about illegals. And guess what happened to me, you guys? I'll tell you the whole story. They said they do it smarter than a white man. They do it more elegantly, to be exact. That they're coming over and they're doing it more elegantly. Well, listen up, ladies who's crooked. You can't have sex to get into heaven. You can't do all this to get into heaven. You can't use your physique to get into heaven. You can't buy your way into heaven. nor can an immigrant pick his way, digging his way into heaven. He can't sit up there and crawl over the wall, Spider-Man. He can't do none of that. He can stay in hell and buy his way into whatever he's doing. It's not right, man. They won't call it off, Donald Trump. They won't call off having these illegal immigrants watch me. And they laugh about it. They wake up, oh, like pastors wake up, oh, Krabby Patty. They wake up, oh, Kimberly Cloud. I have to lay in bed because I know what's going on. I know what they're doing. The same exact crap they did in Santa Maria. They want to be on my time. Get off of my time. Stop trying to put rituals on me. And if you don't believe it, look at that 2-year-old girl. Half the Mexican population, when a 2-year-old girl died, they said it was fate. It was fate. So for 2 men and a woman to stick their fingers in that little girl's throat and kill her. And kill her. But y'all ignore that. Right, Gavin Newsom? I should have texted you too. Instead, your children is not getting bonded with a typical regular child. You want your child in a hybrid setting where you're paying almost $100,000 a month for your child, like Obama did for his black kids. And they're not even being around normal people like us. They won't go to a gasoline station. Secret Service follows them even when they say, don't follow me. I can't live a normal life, but I don't have the cash to sit up there and get out of this life. I just take it day by day. Well, I have something to tell you guys. Like I said, keep saying. Now that I got your attention, I don't care if that ticker says 0. Because I know the FBI them did a loophole on my ticker to make it look like it's only 0 people on there. The crooked part. I'm going to tell you guys something. Now you know who I am. Let me live my freaking life. I want to be a normal person who run for president in the next 10 to 20 years. I am running for city council. If anything happens to me, whether I go to jail for defending myself or anything happens to me, I'm going to keep writing y'all. And one day somebody's going to say, well, why is they ignoring her? You can't call me a nutcase. I've been talking for almost 30 minutes. I'm not a nutcase. I'm very smart. Y'all go ahead and put these mentally health people from the VA that went to the Army or Navy or Air Force or Marines into workforce programs. Why can't I get into a workforce program for city council? Oh, that's too high for a black woman like me? It's too high to go for presidency for a black woman like me? Get out of here. Get out of here. I want it. And I'm going to get it.